Yogah Karmasu Kaushalam.
Today's resource person has no more introduction. She is very popular among academicians and researchers. Dr. Ankita Kathiriya is working as assistant professor at BK School of Business Management. She has completed her research work in corporate social responsibility area. She is having total 10 years of experience in teaching as well as research. She has published the many books. She has published many research papers at national and international level conference. She has copyright for her research work from Government of India. Heartily welcome Madam on behalf of HRDC Gujarat University Ahmedabad. Welcome Madam, over to Dr. Ankita Kathiriya.
Thank you so much for a brief introduction, but it's really you have just covered most of the things. Dear participant, I'm Ankita Kathiriya from BK School that you know. But yes, one thing I want to share, I'll teach. I'll not come to teach something because you people are also the background. You are working in some institute or as a professor or assistant professor. So here I am coming to discuss with you some pandemic and how MSMEs are related. So let me share first my slide. And now I've just taken a topic pandemic and MSMEs. There is a reason that we will discuss later, but initially I want to just discuss with you that we remember the January 2020, right? Uh, we are not talking about the COVID-19. We are not talking about that. In January 2020, we are just free of fear, and we just enjoy our Makar Sankranti and all. We are not just bothered about this pandemic, and we are not bothered about this coronavirus. But yes, once around 27 January or 20 in Kerala, one case was noticed. Then yes, we are just try to prepare our infrastructure, but now we are on a fast mode. That yes, so but from January to March, what happened? We remember the exact date, 22nd of March, because we just follow the willingly curfew and willingly close or lockdown. But suddenly, as in 24th evening, our honorable Prime Minister has announced the lockdown, and we are aware about it. Now we are not discussing that, but yes, that lockdown created and that this pandemic created a lot many impact. It's affected to the whole society. It affected to the whole industry. We cannot say it is not affected to any single piece or any single industry, any single things. It affected each and everything. It is not each and every country, right? But yes, impact may be a less or more, but yes, every sector has been affected due to this COVID-19. Now if we look at this society, then what you say about that? Yes, there is a positive and negative of a pandemic. Some we just get the positive sides, and some most are the negative sides. So how the society was affected due to this COVID-19? How you have analyzed? We will discuss. As I said, I'm not coming to you give just lectures. How the society was affected as a sudden lockdown in 25th March. We know that all the transactions are stopped. All we are just not. It is not all about the transaction. Only the necessary items or essential goods can be sent, and essential service hours just continue. So society was not just ready to accept it. So it creates a physical, and it's affected to the physical health as well as mental health. It is affected education. We most of the are from education, so we are not previously we never take. I don't know whether you have taken or I never take online session. But after this is your fourth or sixth day of this coursework, so you people are already aware, so we are not discussing this much things in how society and education and economy, as many people has already talked about that, how we just started our online teaching, how we have just initially we are not recording the lectures, but yes, now we are keep recording we are starting to record the lectures. We are just sending to the MOOCs. Initially we are not ready to do it, and we are not convenient to do it. Now yes, we are convenient, we can take lectures, and sometime we feel it is good once someone is asking to take lecture in Baroda, but I don't want to commute, then I can take the lectures. So sometime I feel it's really wonderful. But if you look at the ground level, if you look at the here in a professional courses, or here in this type of training courses, it's okay, we can do that. But once we are talking basic education, it is not yes, some portion where you want to take special services we can use, but I personally feel and if you read the if you constantly reading the newspaper and articles, you find that the students are forgetting the things, students are not remembering, students are forget to write. So it means it created a huge impact to this industry. And it's also, it is not from the teacher side, but it is also from the uh, students side, where we can say that students also have a first they are very happy, and right now we can just classify the students who really interested to learn, who they have started to learn from lot many online media and online platforms. But some students we just by push we can just improve, by push we can just nurture them. Those students are really just and majority of the students are from this category only. So this is our responsibility, how we can just awaken them. And yes, I feel some I many times I feel that students are actually they are virtually in class, but they may not in a class. So that was just some overall impact. But we are just not going to that, because I want to just come to the MSME. So positive and negative, we know that due to this lockdown there is some positive impact in environmental aspect. There is a less emission in the CO2, and less noise pollutions, and less industrial hazards. So these are the positive impact of COVID-19 due to the lockdown only. And certain more majority negative impact of this lockdown is, yes, we are just unable to cultivate our crop, and there are huge medical waste, and recycle of medical waste is not possible, and lot many waste can recycle. So this is a negative impact, so it will create a negative impact on environment. Now education, we already know that we have shifted from physical education to online education within 15 days. Suppose in our life someone saying that you need to change your pedagogy, you need to change your certain things, we are not ready, we are not ready to change within few days. But yes, due to this pandemic made us it, yes, we have adapted to change quickly. We have just initially we don't know what is Zoom, what is Google Meet, what is other application WebEx, and we are using. But now yes, we are using all the application, and we are just right now presently we are just doing the same thing. And it also changed the lifestyle of a human being. It yes, people who are just health conscious, they do exercise regularly, and they eat hygienic food. But people who just not exactly, I'm also not that much health conscious previously, but now I just always concerned that whether I should eat or whether I should not eat. So it means what, it create the certain impact on you, and it change your lifestyle. We, yes, we just working from home, and I think you already listen from many people that uh, it changed from our clothing style to this food habits and our regular routine. It totally changed. Sleeping time, sleeping hours. So it's changed very quickly and very drastically. Now come on to the topic. Yes, education we discuss, mental health. Yes, early lockdown studies found that up to 37% showed sign of psychological distress, and up to 45% of adults felt adverse education on mental health. Up to 70% felt the period was most stressful of their career. You just know that everything that yes, this is also create the very biggest issue. And once yes pandemic will goes over, suppose within a 1 year or within 1.5 year, but the impact, this is a psychological impact, it will take I think more than 5 to 10 years to remove this impact, right? Yes, it create within a 1 year, but it's really difficult to just remove all the psychological impact. And we certain pictures we never forget, we never just think how we can forget these pictures, and something is just press in our mind that yes, how we are living in our country, how this thing happen in our country. Yes, we know that we are second highest in population, we have a lot many issues, we have a poverty, we have a uh, other lot many problems, maternity problems, mental health, lot many issues we have. But yes, can you forget this picture? We remember this. Yes, lots many. These are who are those persons? Tell me, who are these persons? Once we see this picture, we come to know that yes, once lockdown was declared, many laborers started to just walking to their native place, and as they are not getting the transportation facility, they started to walk to reach their native place. So if we look compare things with the developed countries, okay, they have a full infrastructure, they have a good health infrastructure. Still Italy, all these developed country, their health system was totally collapsed. So how we can survive, right? So this was the main issue, and most of the laborer has just leave the place where they are working. And uh, if we are just talking about the Gujarat, if personally I'm talking about the Gujarat, then yes, most of the, if you take the textile industry, which is working, which is mostly established in a Surat region. And if you see the only what happened, the in a textile industry, there are mostly related to the embroidery work and all. So this laborer from UP, Bihar, and Rajasthan, the people come from this area, and they just set up the work and they live here since more than 5 to 10 years. Still, these small issues, what happened? They are not ready to live here. They want to go back to their native, and they go back. Okay, they go back, whatever mode they have used, whatever the transportation they have used. Some use private, some use just go by the take X or Y ways. We are not entering into that, but what happened, it doesn't happen in only the Gujarat, it happens in Maharashtra, it happens in every state. We are working Gujarati working in Maharashtra, working in other another states, they also do the same thing. So what happened once this lockdown was over? It is yes, this is social impact. Now till now we have discussed the social impact. Now we just discuss the how the industry affected due to this, right? As yes, this is all about the social and human aspect. And now look at the entrepreneur side. Look at the another side. We entrepreneur has established their business, and they've just recruited the and laborer, and yes, they've just totally depend on some labor work. Now there is no labor. there was no material. So how that industry can survive? Once it is totally cycle, once industry will not work, uh, production will not done, selling cannot be possible, selling cannot be possible, revenue cannot be generated, revenue cannot be generated again, stop the income, it means you are not purchasing the goods. So this is totally economic cycle which running, right? So it is due to this. Yes, after just reopening in a various phases, but it was not proper. Most of the people have just, most of the key person or most of the laborer have just left the place where they actually work. So this is a big issue. It is not for a big company. Now this is the main question. Yes, this thing is happened. Business was stopped. It is not for big company. It is only for MSMEs. Most of the MSMEs, because so it is not affected too much to the big companies, but yes, it is affected to the micro, small, and medium size enterprise, because see, MSMEs are totally based on semi. They are using the semi automated machinery, there depends on laborer, there depends on some people, right? So in that cases the MSME is affecting a lot. Work from home is not possible. MSME is working on semi automation, so it is not possible. Layoff has been done, but yes, in big company, if they are not doing layoff, it is possible because their profit margin and their earnings are more, so they can set off. But for MSMEs, they are working in a less margin, they are working at a lower margin, so it's very difficult to just survive in a market. And digitization, it is very easy to accept digitization for big companies because they have all platforms, but for MSMEs they have to establish the platform for digitization. And cash crunch, we know that all the and yes, government, we are discussing later, government has already declared all these things, but still they face cash crunches. They do not have enough cash, they are not able to pay even the salary to their staff, because all things are stuck. They have produced goods, they have a stock, but it was not able, they are not able to sold in market. So all capital, working capital is just fixed, and all the working capitals are stuck. So in that cases, they have faced the difficulty and change in management style. As this MSMEs people, if you just look at the data, these are those are the people who are less trained, who are just having the not aware about the new technologies, new management styles. They are working traditionally. So in such cases, in this pandemic, they are not just ready how to change, how to create effective management style to do work from their employees. So it is one of the major challenges for these MSMEs. So now, why we should discuss this MSME? This MSME is giving the second highest in case of employment. They are just giving the more employment, and we know that unemployment is uh, um, one of the problem for Indian economy. And here, this industry, this sector is giving more employment to our Indians. It means we should think on it. We should think on it how this industry can survive, how this industry can revive. So this is our responsibility to think about this MSMEs and how we can just make. Yes, it is not like such that MSMEs are facing problem after pandemic. No, it was not at all. MSME is a sector which is facing problem from the beginning. It is not after this COVID-19. We are facing MSME is facing problem related to the finance. Lot many problems are associated with the MSMEs. So we should at least as in previous I was doing the research on MSME. So in that I found that majority of the MSMEs are uh, working want to work for, and they want to expand their business, but they face financial problem. They are not having that much of finance. Yes, we know that there is a lot many schemes available, uh, for MSMEs, but still some people are not aware of it, and some people are facing difficulty to access that scheme. So that was a problem for the entrepreneur of MSMEs. Now that is all about the employment. Second side, if you look at the data of GDP and data of export, almost 28%, or in there is a one report, it indicates till 2030 50% of the export will be from MSME sector only. So it's our responsibility to save this sector. It's our responsibility to think about it, how this sector can revive, how this sector can be upgraded. So yes, that is what we should discuss about the MSMEs. Now, yes. So here, definitely there is a need of resiliency. So government has already taken the steps, and we know that Atmanirbhar Bharat and lot many things has disclosed by our honorable Prime Minister. But out of 15 schemes, 6 schemes are related to the MSME. It shows the importance of a small and medium size firms. They just changed the definition of MSME. Previously, the definition was different. It shows the turnover is not included, but now the definition has improved. And once you are doing a business till 1 crore, it is micro firm. You are just having investment till 10 crore, it is medium, a small firm. And if your investment is 50 crore, then it is known as a medium size enterprise. So if turnover is 250 crore, investment is 50 crore maximum. If we look at the data, 50 crore investment and 250 crore turnover, then it is known as a medium size enterprise. So this type of, if why do you just change the limits? If they change the limit, they can serve, they can just incorporate more MSMEs. Previously, there is a difference between these two, manufacturing and service sector. If you're talking about MSMEs, limits for manufacturing sector was different and service sector was different. But now there is no change in manufacturing and service sector. The investment or whatever the turnover is remains same to define as an whether it is micro, small, or medium size enterprise. Now, this all the schemes are available to the all these announcements were made for the MSME, that credit and finance scheme, allocating fund of funds for the equity participant, relief in non-performing asset, clearing of dues to MSMEs. So in this clearing, if initially uh, it was just, I think, 3 months. It is converted into the NPA now. It is disclosed as a 2 years back. It will be transferred to the NPAs. So lot many relaxations is given to the sector, but still it is very difficult to revive this. And yes, one of the major thing is that uh, disallowing global tenders. It shows to give the more importance to Indian items or Swadeshi. So Atmanirbhar. So last point indicating that if we want to adopt the Indian things and Swadeshi items, then we should stop the global tenders. Once we stop global tenders, so at last, I'm just talking about the pandemic and how the MSME sectors affected. So we discussed about the agriculture, how the agriculture, bakery product, and beer, alcohol, clothing, house construction, computer software. I've just taken a few of. Hello, am I audible, Dr. Sanjay?
Yes, ma'am.
You are,
Now
now
audible.
you are audible,
Yes,
madam.
ma'am, you are audible.
Okay, fine. So I'm sharing the one Google Meet link, Google Doc link, and you just fill this link within 5 minutes. Actually, I will give a 10 minutes, but we have just a problem in this Meet. So please fill this link within 5 minutes. I already put in a chat box. So you can directly click on it, and we will discuss within 5 minutes. So yes, student, please, not a student, yes, please fill this form within 5 minutes. Look at the data, and as I said that yes, where is our PPT? How this what is your perception about this sector? As we have I have taken a few sector, which is some are the essential items, and some are the need of the time, and some are the which is a totally unrelated items, which is not required at all, and we can say it is addiction only. So we taken a few sectors, and for that I use the Provis database. And what is your opinion? And we will compare with the Provis database, as I think a majority of you are using these Provis. You have just finalized that you will not share, or you will not utter a single word, because you always share these things. Okay, fine. So someone saying is a network issues. Okay, so mostly people are using, if you are in a commerce and management, you are using the Provis database, and you generally download the annual report and industry reports, and you will get the data. So I just downloaded here from the Provis database, and I have created the sheets. In that small and medium size industry, total 3098 companies are there. But I have just taken the companies which has shared the report in a year 2021. I've just eliminated the companies which has not shared their annual report in 2021. So this is our detail sheet. Yes, let me just select all. Okay, so total out of 388 companies, 1123 companies had shared annual report for 21-22. So we can compare that in year 2019 20 and 2021. So what change happened before and after COVID-19? What in performance? If we want to measure the performance, we just not look at only the profitability, but first one most important factor, that is turnover. And in any industry, if you want to just look at the whether it is MSME or not, then turnover is one of the parameter. So I have considered the sales as a one basic things, whether it is positive or negative. So you can just have a industry wise analysis is there. At last I have just prepared the sheet which is related to the sorry overall sheet for this industry. Now we can compare. Look at your opinion. Agriculture, it is positive, but if you look at the your perceptions regarding this, how it is positive, that I'll share you within a minute. Yes, see, agriculture sector, most of the says it is positive. So it is good indicators that you share rightly. But look at the bakery, it is positive, and in your result, what it indicates, majority are on which side? Negative, right? Bakery is actually the food item, and it is in positive. And beer and alcohol, it is negative. Here it is also negative, but see the impact. Change is what? By 208 crore. So all amounts are in crore, 7.88 crore. The change between 1920 is 7.88 positive, but change between 20 to 21 is minus 200, means there is a decrease in a sales by minus 200. So it is negative impact, and the industry has a negative growth rate in terms of turnover. Now in a clothing industry, it indicates, see, in a first eyesight, what we look that, yes, it is not an it will definitely negative. Look at your perception. See, हमको यही लगता है ना, first once we look at the clothing, yes, it is not that much essential, so we can control, and it's our general perception that it is declining, but actually it is not declining. Yes, the patterns are changed, the way of using your clothing, that right now we people are more we are not that much concerned about the formal wear. We are just always prefer informal if once we are doing the work from home. So that that things in your mind, and you think that yes, it is affected negatively, but it is not at all. If you look at the small scale industry data, what happens? Small scale industry in textile, sorry, in a clothing, it is positive. Initially, I have taken the data of 1920, so means at the end of March of 2019 and March of 2020, the decline is this. But now the decline is this, means there is a decrease in decline, so it is a positive sign, right? So next is house construction. Yes, most of says it is negative, but no, it is positive. There is an increase in a house, it is by this, and in next year it is 20, so there is a net change is 12.7 crore. I'm talking about only MSMEs, I'm not talking about the big companies, right? So I already shared that you have to keep in mind what about the MSMEs. So it is changed positively. Then look at this next sector. Here it is not mentioned, but before education, that is computer software. So computer software, definitely it is positive, because we know that it's a time where we are just using more computer related things, and we depending on the online platforms. So it is but obvious, and you most of the agree on that. And education, it is negative. Yes, absolutely right, it is negative. Then tobacco, see, tobacco, it shows there will be a negative growth, because it is not an essential item. People, if they are not eat, it is okay, but he look at the data, it will surprise you. MSME is growing in tobacco. So this question rise in the mind of entrepreneur and the mind of psychologist. This is a question of if you are doing as a psychologist, you can do the research on it. That yes, during this stressful environment, and what I don't know about the psychology, but I try to discuss that why these people are just doing more topic, why these people are why these companies are having a more growth, more sales happen, it means more turnover happen, it means what? It definitely sold more. So for an entrepreneur, you can just think that it is increase in sales of tobacco. So once we are considering tobacco is not an essential item, and still it is growing. So because of addiction, we understand this is basic, but why it is growing? If it is constant, yes, once you people do not have a money, people do not have a fund, people do not have a basic need, unable to fulfill their basic needs, they are not concerned for these more chewing this tobacco. So this is a psychology that you need to understand, being an entrepreneur and being a psychologist. Then health, we know that it is mostly increased, but if we look at our case, it is negative. Why? Because these are the whatever the I just taken the yes, look at the detail of health. So these are the companies or listed firm which is smaller one. So they face losses. They do not treat the COVID patient. So other patients also not visit the hospitals. So in that cases, health is not a positive. It is a negative sign. See, look at this data. You will find that it is a negative. So once first eyesight, we feel that small health is, once we are talking about small clinic and small this, they are facing the losses. They are not facing the benefits. Yes, but in second wave, this is the data of till March 2021. So after second wave, we know that after March 2021, we face the second wave. Once we will get the data of March 2022, we can relate the things. Whether the second wave, whether the intensity has changed the health industry. So we can go for that, and we can do the detailed things, that how many percentage was change in a industry, how many percentage change in the turnover, so that we can analyze. Now media, most of the says it is positive. See, it is positive, but no. Media is also in a negative. Media is also performing in a negative. In here, media, I take the print media, look at the data, how many companies we have taken. So these are the companies we have taken for media, and it covers, if we talk about the industry, then it is cable television as well as entertainment content provider, and hoarding and that media has been covered in this total media. So news channels and all newspaper, these are considered under the media. Television private limited. So I'm talking about small media, okay, small and MSMEs only. So in that MSMEs, it is negatively affected. As we know that media people are allowed to do their work, and they can go in market and everything goes there. But for MSMEs, for a small media sectors, it is a negative. The turnover, the sales of MSMEs decrease. Can you say why? Here, this is the yes. Once we find out the yes, what is positive, whether it is positive, negative, neutral, then it's our responsibility. Why is it so? Why? And can anyone answer this question? Ma'am, alcohol is also useful. Yes, very nice. Easier for farmer. Yes, very nice. Uh, Anyone? Yes, I was not in this tab. So yes, Anand, but you can share. Anand Bhatt has raised the hand. Open queue, so I need to click OK. Is it by mistake or have you raised the hand, Mr. Anand Bhatt? Okay, fine. So why media? Because most of these people, or most of the small media or small channels are depends on the advertisement. Once all the business was stopped, no more advertisement, no more advertisement for the anything. So it has stopped the income. That is why the most of the media, small scale media, face a problem. But if you're talking about the larger one, yes, people are trying to just reach at the larger one. They are not just go for this pamphlet and all small medias. So that is why there is a negative impact. Yes, now let's come on to the this. We already discussed this. Now look at the McKinsey's report. McKinsey also giving a report for each and everything. McKinsey also agree with that. Yes, during this 1920, they are just talking about till 20, and it is world level report. So it indicates that yes, there is a change in this way, positive in negative way, and it is almost same with our result. What happened? Now how we can revive that? I've asked a simple question that how we can revive for these things, and many of the students have responded well that yes, we can just yes, let me come into that solution. Yes, many of the students has analyzed that yes, we can just have a daily yoga, that is personal thing, positive immunization and patience by starting new startup, demand we can be increased, supporting MSMEs, no clear to me, no solutions, use of modern techniques, and investing in public health and education. So these are your common things that you can survive. But being an entrepreneur, you should think that. See, this pandemic create totally change in our mindset. Once we are not talking about the sustainable development, we cannot survive. Two people have just talked about this thing that you can just do that things. So once we are not doing sustainable strategy, we cannot survive. So first thing, we should frame our strategy, which talked about main emphasis on sustainability development. Yes, we are not focusing on the more turnover. Yes, previously that was possible, but right now it's a time to think about the development of each and everything and sustainable development. We have to survive ourselves and all the wild animals and all these things in entire world, right? ऐसा नहीं है कि हम अपना ही खुद का देखेंगे. We will think about each and everything, and we always concern for sustainable development. And second thing, we can just have a look at the cloud based items. We know that after this COVID, yes, previously cloud based cloud kitchen concept was there, then cloud based business was were there. Now in our business, how we can implement that technologies, how this technology can be useful in our business, because ultimately future will be the technology only, so we need to focus on that. And next, remote working and cultivate your employees. Here this technologies and this pandemic real made us too much flexible. We realize that work can be possible from home, right? So certain IT industry, yes, till 2023 IT industry is just allowed to work from home, but yes, still there is a modification is required. So how modification can be done, that is also need to think about it. And focus on high impact action rather than the just simple. You need to muscles your you need to strong your muscles. Means once you take the actions, it must be that much stronger, uh, which creates no back step, right? So that is all about the basic requirement to just survive this MSME in the long run. Otherwise MSMEs cannot be survived here. MSMEs, mostly MSME having a thought that yes, they establish a business, they run the business, then what happened, they not concerned about the sustainability. Once they are not concerned about it, they will just in future, if you are talking about after 20 years 30 years, they will not survive. As every country are just concerned about the environment, every country are just talking about the environment, and if we are not concerning that, after 30 years we face problem. So from the beginning we will think about that, we will think about it. And if we establish in such a way, we need to find out the solutions, how MSMEs can survive, how MSMEs can do the sustainable business, because it is difficult for them. If they think about sustainable business, they cannot survive because the cost of sustainable business is higher. In such case, they it's a researcher's responsibility to find the ways how it's vary business to business. It different for industry to industry. But yes, there need to be find a solution for the MSMEs.
Mark Hunter.
Sorry. Okay. Time is over. Okay. Fine. So that is all about the pandemic and MSMEs. How due to this pandemic, how MSME has faced. I've discussed only the one parameter, one financial parameter, that I've downloaded the balance sheets, data from the Provis, and I discussed with you only sales parameter. If you consider the other parameters, other things, then you will get the more information and depth information. You can do the more research. Thank you so much for your patience, and thank you so much, and sorry for the interruption in between. I was just left the meeting. Have a nice day. Enjoy your day.